I don't know. I'm louder than you if you want to be on this
okay.
side. So, hi everyone. Welcome to the 11th Annual Girls Rock Awards. I'm Hannah.
And I'm River.
And we're the co-presidents of the Girls Advisory Board. So the mission of Hardy Girls is to take girls seriously and put power in their hands and to challenge a society that ignores their brilliance. We dare adult allies to join us in standing with girls. The vision is girls causing a ruckus. As Girls Advisory Board members, we design and deliver conferences to hundreds of girls all over the state. This year, I'm teaching a workshop called My Feminist Cookbook, and we're going to be teaching lessons about food, nutrition, and the messed up messages in the media.
And my workshop is called Women Belong in the House and the Senate. We'll explore the struggles and triumphs of women who have been involved before us and discover that politics can be fun, meaningful, and a great way to make change.
At Hardy Girls, we not only want to help girls cause a ruckus, but also to recognize all the girls who are out there breaking down barriers and creating a new normal. That is what tonight is all about. We get nominations from all across the state, and we have the fun, but really hard job of selecting the girls from the group of applicants to be the winners for tonight. So tonight we'll be getting to know them more and hearing their stories and show their brilliance and how awesome they are at causing a ruckus. You'll also hear from our Girls Advisory Board members and hear about Hardy Girls.
To kick us off, we have a very special speaker tonight, Amanda Gorman. Last year, at 19 years old, Amanda was named the first Youth Poet Laureate of the country. The Youth Poet Laureate program was founded to identify and celebrate poets who exhibit a commitment to artistic excellence and civic engagement, youth leadership, and social justice. Amanda exemplifies all of these qualities. Amanda founded and directs a literacy organization, was a United Nations youth delegate, and is a sophomore at Harvard University, where she studies political science and creative writing. We are thrilled to have her here tonight. Please join me in warmly welcoming Youth Poet Laureate Amanda Gorman.
Woo!
That's the longest applause I've gotten. Wow, that's great. That was funny. I had a weird out-of-body experience because they're like, we have a very special guest. I was like, oh, who is it? Is it someone new? Because I was just reading about all of the girls who were getting awards tonight and also hearing from the members of the advisory board, and I was like, these young women are phenomenal. I was like, what am I doing here? Do you wanna, is it too late to get another keynote speaker? Like, I'll cheer for them, all that jazz anyways. So thank you so much for having me. I'm so honored to be here at this event. This is my first time in Maine, and I don't think I could have gotten a better welcome. So thank you so much. Let me check the time, okay. And feel free to yell at me when this gets long. So I always kind of choose on improv what poetry I read, so that might be kind of fun for you guys to see me awkwardly on stage doing that. But basically, I really wanted to read poems this evening that speak to the power of young women and what can be done with their empowerment. And to begin that, I'd like to start with a poem about me and where I come from, which is Los Angeles, California, which has just a little bit of a different weather than here. Okay, yes? Oh, who? Yes? Hey! I feel you. Okay, it's been a while. So this poem is about growing up in Los Angeles. It's called Daughter's Metro Map to City Identity. On Slauson Avenue, I straddle black girl tango between Northern Heights and South hair salons. Home, here I am diamond, solitary treasure on Western. I am unclaimed Christian scribbling homilies on the spines of wrinkled church fans. Here, I am veteran, clutching cement scar. I am banded sticking to sidewalk. On Sentinella Avenue, I vibrate the highest. I am hymnal of homeless, homebound, impoverished, and important. Writing a city memory, the blood vessel sidewalks pumping my lungs until I mold, existing, included, unforgettable. That's it. Goodness, okay, you guys don't have to clap like that every time. I mean, it makes me feel really good about myself and helps my self-esteem, but we're gonna get tired by the end of the night. But what you can do is, to those of you who have not kind of been to maybe a poetry event before, a slam, if you hear a line of poetry that you like, that you're really into, you can snap, you can make what I call the dark chocolate noise, which is like when you're in church, or you can raise the hand up. That makes me know that I'm doing something you like, and then I can choose more poems about that. The next poem I'm going to read is a poem that I wrote for the International Day of the Girl, which celebrates girls' rights all over the world. And I wrote this for a rally that Glamour magazine was hosting in New York City. And it was really inspired by the work and inspiration that girls who go to school share all over the world. I'm a very strong advocate of girls' education because I believe that's the key to changing the world, so we're gonna talk about that tonight. Oh yes, okay, snaps, I hear you guys are quick learners, yes! This is called Day of the Girl, the Power of First. Oh, the baby's feeling it. I didn't even begin. The baby was just like, I can't take it anymore, it's too good. Power unfurls in a girl at school like the first pages of a book unwritten. She's a story waiting to ignite. An educated girl is like the question the first rain tosses at the earth after the drought. Are you ready to begin again? A girl who dreams to be the first in her line to go to school is the most vivid of things, like the one red spark that stands up to the sky in a chorus of wet logs. A girl who graduates secondary school is like the first wave to hug the shore after a hurricane, whispering the coming of better things. These we know as truths, not wonders. The miracle isn't just in a girl being the first. It is in her seeing that which is non-existent. It is her seeing the blank space of an untouched sky and sculpting her own dreams into that emptiness. A girl who is the first is a vision in and of herself. These girls don't want to be unbelievable. They want to be believed in. For educated girls not to be a marvel, but a movement. The first bud of spring sings the other seeds into joining or uprising. Ellie from Tanzania says, what we do for ourselves dies with us, but what we do for others remains forever. That the sky carries tears, but also the sun, and that's what makes it blinding. Deepa in Nepal says, I am a girl and I am better than you think, sturdier than I look, smarter than you know, and braver than I ever saw. After all, you don't know how strong the willow tree is until you see her arms dance in the face of a storm. We remember this and more so that we imagine a day of the girl without such first, where the wind opens up the floodgates with a river of women behind her. We are here not to be the first, but to refuse to be the last. Okay, y'all over there got the chocolate noise mastered. You got it done. Degree, dark chocolate sound, PhD, dark chocolate sound. Hey. Okay. What poem do I want to read next? Hey, I just decided. Okay. This is a poem I wrote a while ago, and it was me thinking about my identity as a Black woman, because I am very proud of being a woman, I'm very proud of being Black, but often those things are talked about in the same time or in the same context. So that poem's about it. It's kind of short, but I think it sums up a lot of what I stand for. At the root, I am a woman, handful power, sand of Black and crumbs of girl, dreamed, forgotten, jagged stitches and hope's worn pillowcase. I am Black, shadowed wood, unconquered kingdom, living proclamation against prejudice, my doubtful oceans, proud waters, weak leaves, thunderous branches on my universe's roof. I am human first. Y'all are giving me so much love, I don't know what to do with it. I'm trying to decide if I should read new poetry, because I'm not even sure if it makes sense to me yet. But I will, because there are some lovely women in the audience who are Poet Party girls who told me they liked these poems that they saw, that I wrote that the New York Times published around 2 days ago. Oh, thank you. That's funny because I was really proud of that, and then I get a text from my mom, and it's not like, oh, congrats, oh, what is this? It's kind of, she says, what's all the your girl stuff in the Instagram posts about this? And so I had to explain to my mom what this means. I'm like, but let's get to the point here. It's in the New York Times. She goes, yeah, but I don't understand. So thank you for the love. Yeah, my mother's amazing. But I'm going to read this one. This piece is called Dandelion Wine, and the first moment where I was like, I must be a poet, I know I must write, was when I was reading Ray Bradbury's Dandelion Wine when I was in 3rd grade. And Bradbury has this amazing metaphor, I forget how it goes, but he's like, relating candy to something completely different, and I heard that and I was like, wait. This is what I must do. And I ran home and I told my mom I want to be a writer. She was like, dear God. My mom's, she's always supported me, but she was like, I don't want you living with me for forever. I don't want you to be in my basement, writing some book for 15 years to the point that you never see the light of day. And she was right, and so I thought about that, and I wrote this poem, which is about that passion and about that moment, and also my identity as a woman. Okay, we got it. Nice. Dandelion wine. Or people have met centuries with their bodies entombed under the coastline of a ribcage, pelvic shore. Below waves, they shrine our bodies in Vaseline to breathe quiet into our pores. Homi nila kou, hecked the crows, the sound chasing the stars. I made room from coffin, I danced in the tomb's black, because you dared stretch me on the cross of twilight. You want me still as the wood, heavy on my back. Homi nila kou, praise the coconut tree, palms together. We make womb from coffin, flesh from crypt alabaster, the way we were always born again after we played dead for the master. Homi nila kou, hum the ancestors swaying in the Atlantic. Sometimes I dream crawl along ancient forests. I boast the eclipsed eyes of an owl and the savagery of a lion. In such groves, unborn libraries, I learned to read, to weed out vines for grapes, to make wine from dandelion. Homi nila kou, chant the ants, marching in a black plumb line. I melt recipe under my tongue like sugar, mason jar swelling with molasses, a girl's laughter, lie. Making a willow weep toward the sky. Is that still weeping, or is that reaping? We have a saying, Vide neingu vasila abona. Don't shoot. You see, branches and roots are the same, I've found. Trunks don't rise, they're just wise enough to fall into the sky. Away, we are grounded in the absence of ground. We be free, be poet, we be poetry, be poetry. Homi nila ko, the women sing, splitting open the sky as light unfolds into their mouths. I'm going to read one last poem, maybe talk, maybe not, because I think you guys have so much more brilliance to say. But the context of this poem is I wrote it for an event that happened at the Library of Congress earlier this year, and it was the first time that they had a young poet opening up the literary season at the library, which is like no pressure at all, because they also called me up and they're like, great, we're gonna have this really historic event and we want you to write, about poetry and also America, but don't make it too political. I was like, hold. I was like, you see a line between these things which I do not see, and I cannot see, no matter what you say that to me. So this is my attempt at that, and I was like, it's gonna be political, because everything is political, especially now. But I'll just make it sound pretty, how about that? I forgot. I always forget to print out the first page, but I have it on my phone. So that's the context of this poem, and what made it so difficult is I kept writing drafts, and every time I was like, done, yes, period, uploaded, bloop. It was like something new happened in the news. It was like we were having hurricanes, we were having DACA, we were having Charlottesville, like California was burning. It was just like the end of the world, it felt. And every single time something like that happened, I wanted to make sure I integrated that into my piece. So it kind of became this living organism that like controlled me. So this is that poem. And I want you to imagine that you're at the Library of Congress, because I kind of talk about that building. And imagine that you're in this historic building that sits between the Supreme Court and Capitol Hill. So you're in this building that's between justice and also policy. In this place, an American lyric. There's a poem in this place, in the footfalls, in the halls, in the quiet beats of the seats. It is here, at the curtain of day, that America writes a lyric you must whisper to say. There's a poem in this place, in the heavy grace, the lined face of this noble building, collections burned and reborn twice. There's a poem in Boston's Copley Square where protest chants tear through the air like sheets of rain, where love of the many swallows hatred of the few. There's a poem in Charlottesville where tiki torches string a ring of flame tight round the wrist of night, where men so white they gleam blue seem like statues, where men heap that long wax burning ever higher, where heather higher blooms forever in a meadow of resistance. There's a poem in the great sleeping giant of Lake Michigan, defiantly raising its big blue head to Milwaukee and Chicago, a poem begun long ago, blazed into frozen soil, strutting upward in the glow. There's a poem in Florida, in Puerto Rico, and Texas, where streets swell into a nexus of rivers, cows afloat like mottled buoys in the brown, where courage is now so common that 23-year-old Jesus Contreras rescues senior citizens from floodwaters. There's a poem in Los Angeles, yawning wide as the Pacific tide, where a single mother swelters in a windowless classroom, teaching black and brown students in Watts to spell their thoughts so her daughter might write this poem for you. There's a lyric in California where thousands of students march for blocks, undocumented and unafraid, where my friend Rosa finds the power to blossom in deadlock, her spirit's the bedrock of her community. She knows hope is like a stubborn ship gripping a dock, a truth that you can't stop a dreamer nor knock down a dream. How could this not be her city, su nacion, our America, our American lyric to write to? A poem by the people, the poor, the Protestants, the Muslim, the Jew, the native, the immigrants, the black, the brown, the blind, the brave, the undocumented and undeterred, the woman, the man, the non-binary, the trans, the ally, to all of the above and more. Tyrants fear the poet. Now that we know it, we can't blow it, we owe it to show it, not slow it. Although it hurts to sow it when the world skirts below it, hope we must bestow it like a wick in the poet so it can grow lit, bringing with it new stories to rewrite. The story of a Puerto Rico depleted but not defeated, a history written that need not be repeated, a nation composed but not yet completed. There's a poem in this place, a poem in America, a poet in every American who rewrites this nation, who tells a story worthy of being told on this minnow of an earth, to breathe hope into a palimpsest of time, a poet in every American who sees that a poem penned doesn't mean our poems end. There's a place where this poem dwells. It is here. It is now, in the yellow song of Dawn's bell, that America writes a lyric we are just beginning to tell. I'm still up here. Usually I just leave, but since I came all this way, I just wanted to reiterate again how much of an honor that has been to participate in this evening and how motivated, inspired, overwhelmed with joy, and to see so many beautiful female faces in the whole generation of that legacy as well, from the daughters that I see here to the mothers, to I met someone's grandmother as well. So thank you all for being part of a community that cherishes and empowers young women.